Yo,
She know my unsong.
Hush up, woman.
She know my unsong.
Hey. Put your headphones on.
We was not ready yet. You just
I love this.
Oh, I love
Welcome back to the MuMu RedFern RealSilly Podcast of the people. We had some conversation going on in between shows. This is date night edition. We got the Tubmans with us. You know what I'm saying?
We back.
You know what I'm saying? Today, the topic is Tim getting a question that came from his son.
That's one topic.
And we're going to see what's going on.
Sharita, she gonna get herself together.
You
The Joker gonna get herself together eventually.
You alright?
We was talking about some things
going
on
prior
in the
to the
today.
show that you're not privy to. I'm sorry, you're not privy to it. You know what I mean? But
can't tell everybody
Tim has a question: how to approach your partner about something she said, or did that you didn't like? What do you say and what not to say? Okay, now.
How to approach your partner?
How to approach your partner about something?
It depends.
She said or did that you didn't like. What to say and what not to say. Okay.
It depends on how well you know your partner.
How well you know the partner.
There you go. You have to know your partner in order to understand what to say and what not to say when what comes up. Because if you don't know your partner, then what you say is going to cause inflammation in the situation.
Who think you talking to?
Huh?
Who you think you talking to?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Who you talking to me?
My wife.
Ouch.
Hold on.
I don't touch her.
It's me.
My wife, I've known her for, let's see, how many years?
40 years.
21.
Okay.
Yeah, old.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we old. We up there.
We were babies.
We were babies when we met. You know what I'm saying? And
diaper lovers.
This is what I want to tell you. I used to share
Similac drinkers.
I used to share so much with my wife early on in the relationship. I was very, very honest.
Jerk.
But that had to stop. I could not share everything with my wife as we got older and the relationship continued to go on. I couldn't share everything with her.
Why not?
Why? Because she couldn't handle it, or she took it a different way.
You can't handle the truth.
The man can't handle it neither.
You know what I'm saying? Just recently, you know what I'm saying, I told her some things that she kept throwing back up in my face. And the only reason I told her is because it was going on.
Jerk.
No, it was going on. And I had to tell her this was going on because I just wanted to let her know. And I wasn't telling No, time out. I wasn't telling you because, you know what I'm saying, I wanted some feedback and all this back flat that you gave me.
Should I be answering this question? Is this the way you answering this question?
That's how this is way more stuff. MuMu RedFern is going to answer this question. You know what I'm saying? As I got older, I realized some things you just can't tell your wife. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going to give you a situation where
there's some things you need to tell me that you haven't told me. We'll talk when we get home.
That's how it goes.
They got secrets, girl.
Okay, well, go ahead. Break it down.
I got things.
No, hold on. We're going to order.
Okay.
Go ahead. Break it down.
You want to say
okay.
What?
She's stuttering because it's hard for her to understand this question.
No, it's not hard for me to understand the question. It's hard for me to grasp what you just put out there.
Okay.
But you need to know your partner.
Yeah.
You always need to tell them if it's a situation that's bothering you.
Yeah.
Because if you hold on to it, it's only going to create
But that wasn't bothering me.
No, that was the question that was posed to us.
How to approach your partner about something she said or did that you didn't like, what to say and what not to say.
Exactly. So
I shared something with you. I didn't have to tell you that. But I wanted to let you know that, you know what I'm saying, to the fact that I'm trying to be as blunt as possible without giving out the information because it deals with my livelihood. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not talking to you.
What?
I'm answering the question. You feeling vexed and convicted over here.
Because you're going through the motions.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not vexed or convicted.
You know what I'm saying?
You sure you want to step away?
Your responses to what I said.
No, I answered
the question. She was answering the question. Depends on.
I said that you need to know your partner. Is what I said.
That's what you need to know your partner.
I said, and when you know your partner, you still need to tell your partner. Even because if you hold on to it and it's bothering you, it will cause resentment in the relationship.
That's right.
So what you have to do is choose your moment. If she's in a good mood, leave her there.
Your wife is.
If she's in a calm mood where she's willing to listen and talk and have a conversation, then that's when you try to bring it up. But when you bring it up, it's the way. Excuse me. When you bring it up, it's the way you bring it up that also can determine how the conversation goes.
Strong J.
That's it.
Okay.
Because MuMu over there was all in his emotion. I was like,
because
are you answering the question?
My wife put me through something by just sharing something.
I mean, I think you was trying to talk about something. Did you want us to be a counsel session?
You want to step. You trying to free
I always need counseling, Mama. I always need counseling. You're crazy.
We gonna pray for MuMu after this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We gonna pray for him.
We'll let you off camera. Don't put your business out there.
I didn't.
He cool. To respond to the question, I agree with a lot with
how to approach your partner about something she said or did that you didn't like, what to say and what not to say.
Unfortunately, you learn that lesson after you've done it the wrong way.
Right.
Several times, and by the grace of God, y'all are still together after you came out your mouth twisted.
Yeah.
I'm a witness.
But never be afraid to apologize.
Right.
I mean,
that's
proud
really
to apologize.
You can take on this whole question. Never be too proud to apologize. That's good. And never make a decision with your partner or spouse when you're upset or angry. The best advice one of the best advice I got from a former pastor of mine in New York was, he said to me, Elle, never make a decision when you're emotional.
That's true.
Whether you're
excited
or sad or angry or never ever make a decision at that point in time, because you can pay for it down the road. So the same thing with your conversation to that person, because in that moment you're feeling like I can't deal with this, and you just want to go ahead and let that person have it. Never ever do that. So just wait till you get your thoughts together. If you have a praying life, just start to pray, ask God for help, and go forward. Or if you have a mentor or a parent or somebody that you can talk to, but never ever do it in that moment. So we'll always wait till you calm down, then go back to that person and say, hey, remember when you said X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And the other person may come back to you and say, because women, we have our ways, and we'll be like, yes, and your point is what? And whatever the case, you got to hold yourself together, because you got to be the bigger person so that it can get resolved. And once you do that, you will learn the ways of the quiet master.
Okay, Tim.
And you'll work it out.
Tim, how to approach your partner about something she said or did that you didn't like, what to say and what not to say.
It depends. For me, I let a lot of BS just roll downhill.
Now.
I don't.
Not prior.
Always.
Always?
I don't respond. You don't have to respond to everything.
True.
Everything is not going to be something you have to respond to.
What, you want to fight?
And
gotta pick your battles.
9 times out of 10, if it ain't something that's gonna hurt me physically or mess with me mentally,
that's where it's at, and emotionally also,
or take away my happiness,
right?
Then I don't have to deal with it.
Okay.
It's okay. That's the way you feel. All right. Have a good day.
But I mean, internally, that has to have some type of effect on you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but internally, what does it have?
It has to have some type of effect, because now you're feeling some type of way because of the response that you have, that you got.
Do you hold it in and be like, okay, for now on, I know not to go through that with that person, or say something to that person about that particular topic?
It depends. Like I said, it depends on my mentality.
Mm-hmm.
If it's get to the point where, oh yeah, I need to say something, I'm gonna say it, but I'm not gonna be like, you this, you that, you that, you this, you did this, you did that, you did. No, that's the wrong way. Because then that person is going to start
defensive.
Getting in defensive mode.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there. Me and the wife know exactly what you're talking about.
So if it doesn't bother me spiritually or internally,
Yeah,
it don't matter.
Because I'm gonna tell you where I'm at right now. Right now, if something pop off, I shut it down because I recognize it. We've been together long enough, and I recognize it, and I call it out, and I shut it down.
Sometimes you be wrong though.
Even if I'm wrong, I'm recognizing something that's affecting me. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going there right now.
Don't you start that, Shrita.
Yeah, shut it down. Don't you start that. I'm not trying to hear that right now.
Ain't doing that night.
Not tonight.
He sound like me when I be with Timothy doing something. I be, I'm not even about to go there with you.
This is two Tauruses that's always
I'm not even about
the
to go
butt
there
end
with you.
of what's going on.
Because Timothy in that mood sometimes when he just ready to start something, I'll be like, I'm not even about to go there with you. Not.
Okay, I want to switch gears real quick. And we answered that question. I want to switch gears on something that's going on. And that's something that needs to be addressed because it's been going on and people are recognizing it only because it's happening to celebrities.
And that ain't got nothing to do with couples.
Yes, it does.
Is it celebrity couples?
Yes. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with celebrity couples. I do have a good question.
It ain't got nothing to do with couples.
I got a question.
I want to ask, how do you deal with the suicides that's going on in depression? That's what I want to talk about tonight. And the reason I want to bring that up is because it's only being really fully on focus right now because we had celebrities who committed suicide due to depression or what the case may be. And I want to address that. Why are you looking at me like that, sister? Huh? Why are you looking at me like that? I want to know because depression affects the person who's being depressed and it affects the person who loves them also. And sometimes that depression jumps on them because it's an evil spirit.
Yeah.
And I just want to discuss that tonight and let the panel bring that out. If you've ever been depressed or been the person who been affected by depression and you've been depressed because of it.
Or is it hard being a caregiver for somebody who's going through something?
Yes, yeah, it is. As a caregiver, you know what I'm saying, who's going through something, it affects you also. And for the people who do take your life, I just want to say one thing. You're selfish. That may sound cruel and rude because you're selfish, and I'm saying that because there's people who were rooting for you and still caring for you at that time, and you made a choice that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, it didn't help anybody at all.
Well, where was you at when
I
I was getting ready to do it?
That's what I'm saying. The point is,
where were you when I was getting ready to do it? That's what the people you calling selfish would say.
Exactly.
Where were you?
Exactly. But those people, if they were there and you didn't recognize them being there, you're still selfish. It doesn't change the fact of being selfish because you're leaving something behind.
Where's the gavel? I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree.
I mean, if you depressed and don't explain your depression and people can see it and they're trying to reach out to you,
but it's not always something you can see.
Yeah,
no. If you do see it,
right.
and it's not about explanation. It's about saying somebody saying, "I'm here for you. I'm here for you."
Right.
And they're saying, "No, you're not," and you're saying, "I am."
Have you ever been depressed before in your life?
Yes, I have. I've actually thought about, you know what I'm saying that I might as well just end it. Not to the point where I'm trying to end it, but saying in my head, like, who would miss me? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. To the point where it's like, this is too much. And it wasn't my own depression. It was depression that came on me from situations we dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So to the point where it's like, baby, if I felt this way, I know how you feel, and I'm here for you. Please come back to me. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to explain something. Go ahead.
No,
she got. Go ahead. You got your question, and then I'll.
No, I got a story.
Go ahead.
We only got 15 minutes.
When I was in high school,
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to, because you don't like them long. Y'all taking it the wrong way, baby. They don't do that. They just be.
You was in high school. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I ain't paying them no attention.
Go ahead.
When I was in high school, I had the biggest bout of depression.
Really? Why?
I didn't know. Me and my best friend, we lived in the same building. I lived on the 4th floor. He lived on the 6th floor. I went to the high school I went to because he was going to that school. Before school even started, we stopped talking to each other. So now I'm at a school where I don't know nobody. And I'm going to school every day. everybody in their cliques.
Yeah.
But I don't know no.
So you rolling dolo.
So I'm depressed. I'm asking God, like, you know, what's going on. I was questioning God. I didn't believe. I was an atheist.
Wow.
I was an atheist. And the depression was, and I thought about it. And I was thinking about ways of how to commit suicide.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're here today, brother.
Yeah. And my best friend now.
Best friend.
Without him knowing that that's what he was doing, he brought me out of that depressive state.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he didn't know it. And I didn't tell him.
That's God.
I didn't tell him till about maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
That's what actually he did
What was his
for
response?
me.
What was his response?
I mean, he was shocked because he didn't know.
Wow.
Nobody knew.
Yeah.
That you were suffering from.
My family didn't know. Mm-hmm. My brothers and sisters didn't know. And at the time, me and my brother was close.
Yeah.
We was thick as thieves.
Yeah.
But he didn't know.
Wow.
Because everything I was going through, I kept to myself because I couldn't tell nobody.
That's hard. Keep it to yourself.
Why couldn't you tell? Was it a personal choice, or you felt like they would look at you differently?
It was a personal choice. I really felt like, you know, they wouldn't understand.
It was something you could handle on your own.
I wasn't doing a good job of it. I tell you that now.
Yeah, because
it's really not something you should handle.
Every time I was by myself, and it was constantly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be around nobody, you know, and you know, it was just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, we're just trying to help the people out there who watch this episode that you know depression is real.
Yeah.
Suicide is real.
True.
You know what I'm saying? But you have people there for you. The fact is, you have to reach out to those people, whoever it is that you feel comfortable that's in your corner. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody's reaching out to you, and you may not. Just like he just said. He just said that his friend didn't even know he was helping him, but he was, because he was seeking something that the friend didn't even know about. What's up?
Okay. I was just going to say, I would like to educate people on the fact that people that are dealing with depression are introverted. They're not going to seek out or reach out or come out.
So basically, the person somebody has to be pulled out. Basically,
not pulled, but you know how you say, I got some cookies. What's good? And they'll come out a little bit.
Okay, so basically you need to entice them with something that they enjoy in life.
Right, you want to bring pleasure
to them,
a little bit at a time.
To them.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And not make them feel like it's a stigma or they're getting on your nerves, or you know, you gotta have patience because it's real, and
yes, it is.
Your body has to adjust to things, and sorrow and sadness.
Yeah, that's all real.
All feeds real. Into that, and it's not good works. And you can pray for people with depression, but you also have to be there physically. For people with depression, because they are introverted.
So a phone call and a text is just not going to do it.
No,
you need to go check and physically shoot.
A text is like.
But we didn't have text back in our days, so
right.
So does the answer is still the adage? Still,
you still need to have the person in front of you.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah, because a text sometimes. Anybody can text and send an emoji, even when they're depressed. They can send you a smiley face. I'm good, no worries, whatever. but deep down inside they going through.
And so then you send them a text is like, well, I got a few minutes, let me shoot you this.
Check on your
really
people.
Care?
Check on your people.
But see, that's where we go on though. We don't check on people anymore.
Right.
Have you ever been depressed, Sam?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've been depressed.
Have you ever contemplated saying I'm done?
I did, but I don't think I don't know how you want to say it. Like I did, but then I was like scared.
You didn't act it
like
out.
Me.
Yeah, you know,
I
I thought about it, but I was like,
I
ain't, no, I don't play that. So you know, not that type of thing. I mean, but I've been depressed. I was a teenage mother, so I mean, yeah, I battled depression and all that good stuff. And you know, depression ran in my family. I mean, I preached about it. I talked about it a little bit in my sermons.
You're teaching me sermons. I heard it.
Right, and talked about depression and stuff like that, and where they just been depressed for months on hands or years or seasonally depressed or clinical depression or whatever the case may be. And because of that,
thing too, right?
Because of that, you know, they were raised in that same model. What happens in the house stays in the house. We don't do counseling. We don't do any of that kind of stuff.
That's what I want to bring up. This is MuMu RedFern RealSilly Podcast to the people. Real and silly. Right now we're real. You know what I'm saying? We're real because this is something that we don't want to see any of our loved ones, people we're acquainted with, whether it's casual or really dealing with on an everyday basis. We don't want to see you take your life.
No.
We want to see you get through it. No, you got time. You're going to do your thing. I just want to make sure you have time to reach out to the people. Mm-hmm. Like she said, introvert and you don't want to be bothered. I need you to understand. Talk to somebody. Let them know I'm not feeling life right now.
Right.
If you're not feeling life right now, that's okay because life can be cruel.
Yes, right.
But reach out to that person you know who got your back. Mm-hmm. Everybody has somebody. Right. Because and the reason I say that is because even if they're not in your family or your friendship, whatever, there's a person out there who believes in God so much that they will look out for you and say, I didn't know that, but we're going to get through this. Go ahead, Al.
I was going to say that for me mentally, I had to come to a space to say, you know what, if I am depressed, that I put a cap on it. You know?
How you do that?
Like I put like my, you know, like our 30-day rule. We have
yeah.
So it's like if I'm gonna do it, it's like a half a day or a day. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like I just need to go through that emotion or whatever. I mean, I used to be real bad. Like I used to just lay in the bed or whatever while I, you know, while we were married.
I've seen it.
I just lay in the bed and Tim would come in the room and he'd be like, "No, you're not gonna do this. You're gonna get up and get dressed. I don't want to get dressed. Let me be.
Yes,
and he'd be like, "Get up, get dressed, and let's go and whatever." And I would get dressed and I would feel better once I got out the house and we talked and everything that. And I mean, it don't have nothing to do with him.
No,
and
that's good.
But they thinking.
But he ain't thinking because
he just doing what he's supposed to do.
But he was doing what he was supposed to do as a husband. But as we went out and did things, and then he would be like, "You feel better?" I was like, "Yeah, thank you, I appreciate it." But when he did that for me, that's when I said, "Okay, I'm not going to wallow in it."
Mm-hmm.
It was a mental thing for me because I mean, 2 or 3 days. I mean, it was like some days had gone by, you know, and he would be like, "Okay, she ate, she at least washed." You know, but I would get right back in the bed and pull the covers over my head and everything. But I didn't want to talk about what I was going through. So mentally, I had to tell myself, and it's work, you know, to tell yourself that. So when I do hit that place and I recognize it now, and say, okay, I'm depressed now. You know, I'm laying in the bed too long. You know, there's signs that I can pick up now in my mind mentally.
If you're in a state of depression, you need to recognize the person that's in your corner who's coming to you, who recognize it. Basically, if you're not in a state of depression, you have to recognize someone who is. So if you recognize someone who is in a state of depression, please, I implore you, give them something.
And we get spiritually attacked. People need to know that.
Yes, depression is a spirit of the devil. It's a spirit of evil. Because he wants to take something from you. He wants you to have, like you said, lay in the bed, blanket over the head. I don't want to be bothered with nobody, whatever the case may be. And it happens. It happens to all of us. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not depressed, the person who is depressed that you love the most, it jumps on you, and next thing you know, it's 2 of you depressed.
Right.
That cannot happen.
Right.
You have to fight.
Stand strong.
You have to fight. Taking your life, I'm sticking with what I said. It's a selfish act. Taking your life is a selfish act because
it is a selfish act, but I mean,
it's selfish because there's people that you left behind who may have not even known you were in that state, and they're sitting there wondering, holding the bag like, Why? I didn't know. She didn't say anything. He didn't say anything.
But then you know what? When you're depressed, and I mean we've all experienced depression in our own way. For me, when I'm depressed, that's me in my moment, and you're not thinking about everybody.
No, you're not. I understand that.
Else. I mean, I see what you say. They're selfish because they left me or whatever. But depression is not a we category. Depression is me only.
No.
And
it is a we category.
No,
time out. When the chips fall, it becomes a we category because listen. The most powerful thing you can do in depression is tell anybody, one person that you know will rock out with you. I'm depressed.
But you gotta get to that point.
Exactly, but that's what depression. That's where the selfishness lies. Because if you're taking it on by yourself, if you're taking it on by yourself, that means you're not calling on anybody.
Let me tell you,
that's a form of that's a.
I wasn't thinking about nobody else.
I know. It's selfish. That's selfishness.
You can say yeah, it's selfish.
It is because you think about yourself only.
I'm going through what I'm going through, and if I choose.
You have to choose to get out of it. You have to choose. You have to make that choice.
But that's a mental thing. You gotta get to that. You gotta get to that point.
You gotta
if that person doesn't have the fight in them, they can't do it.
That's the thing. It's all about the fight. The fight. Right. Think about
Some
it.
People
no. Talk about when you at a gap. When you anywhere and someone's trying to take something from you.
Right.
What do?
I let them have it.
You're not gonna fight if they trying to take your life. If they trying to take, if a man pulls a weapon on you, are you not gonna fight? If a man throws his hands on you,
it's my time to go.
That belongs to God. But my thing is, if you don't fight to the end, you have given up. That's my point. Fight to the end.
It depends. Some people don't got the fight in them. They tired of a fight.
But now I see where you're coming from MuMu. But at the same time, even if you're getting ready to fight, it's still a mental thought that has to come up to your mind first to say, "Oh, I'm in danger. I'm about to fight."
What's the first law of life?
Protect yourself.
Self-preservation. That's the first law in life. No matter what you're going through, self-preservation is the first law of life. Meaning, whenever you're going through, somebody attacks you, whatever. I love your comeback. I'm not even ready for it.
There's not 35 billion MuMu RedFerns on this earth that know that.
Wow, that hurts.
Wait, this is what I'm saying to you too, though. Okay, with that being said, you said self-preservation is the first law of life. Yes. And some people think that killing themselves will get rid of the pain. They are saving themselves by ending their life. They don't have to live.
But they're talking about themselves.
But that's self-preservation.
No, they're not talking about the people who
that's
love
not the
them.
only thing. That's not the only thing. They also believe that then the other people around them won't have their burden. They won't be a burden to them anymore. They don't have to worry about them financially. They can have this, that, and they can live their life and not worry about me anymore.
Let's go back to the previous episode we did. We were talking about fathers and Father's Day.
Right.
I miss mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if I could have him here, I would want him here.
Right.
And that's how we, the people who are still here, would feel about someone who took their life. Mm-hmm. We would still want that person here because they took their lives without telling us what they were going through. Mm-hmm. That's what depression does. Depression is an isolation deal. You want to isolate that person into depression and taking their own life. And while the other people are still... What are you doing? Oh. You knocking stuff down over there? Okay. You know what I'm saying? You take your own life and you forgot about the people who said, if I only knew, I would have helped.
But sometimes
that's the selfish part.
Sometimes you can't help.
Like I said, the help is just being there, baby. The help is just being there saying, if you're depressed, it's like, you know what? I'm going to rock out with you for a while because I don't want you to be depressed no more. I love you that much. I don't want you to be depressed. I want you to be successful. I want you to get over this depression. And that's where the selfishness coming at because the person who says, I wanted to help or I couldn't help, I just didn't know because they didn't tell me or I didn't recognize the signs.
I would rather you refer to it as a weakness than being selfish.
I think your term of saying selfish is what's kind of got everybody got their goat because it's not being selfish because when you have depression, you are this is you. And everybody else is out here. Yeah. And you don't want to deal with nobody else. And if you feel like you're about to take your life, you don't want them. You don't want to be a burden to them. If I just go ahead and go now the way I feel, then boom, that's it.
Whew. This is so difficult, y'all. This is the real part of the MuMu RedFern RealSilly. Right now we're very real. because we're talking about something that's been going on and it just doesn't happen, you know what I'm saying, with celebrities. Then they want to make it full, you know, put it on the front page.
Because it happens to kids,
you know what I'm saying? It happens to all of us.
And it's a lot of, they were doing a survey where it's a lot of high school kids that are hurting themselves, cutting themselves, killing themselves. And it is sad.
And not only that, but you know what? The world, parents are changing. The dynamics of the household is changing because the economy is changing. Both parents have to work. You know, so they're not there to communicate with their kids and talk to them about all kind of things.
Wow.
Parents are not engaging enough to say, hey, you know, what you looking at on YouTube or what are you doing with this? It's a job to stay on top of your children and what they're doing and go on to this school and everything else.
Tim has been pretty quiet.
And sometimes,
hold that. I want Tim to clap back.
I really forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
Oh, no. Because people think I'm selfish. And I'm only bringing up selfish because you use that word.
That's the term I was using.
When I go, I don't want a funeral, a repast, or none of that. I just want to go from the freezer to the ground.
That's good.
I'm about tired.
Is that being selfish?
No.
We talking about depression. That's what you want.
But you said selfish.
But
I just want to make sure.
We talk about selfish afterlife, and we talk about selfish with life.
Yeah.
Two different things.
So we gotta go into a whole nother.
Because my wife, we did this episode. My wife talking about you want to be cremated, you don't want nothing else. You know what I'm saying? That's all you want.
No, I was gonna donate my body to science.
Yeah, we need to, especially that brain.
Yeah.
Because you be thinking in your own head.
They have to stop my mind from going.
But prior to that, you had a point. Do you remember what that point was?
Oh, because, you know, some people also kill themselves to punish people.
Ow.
That's a good point.
That's
a good point.
That's what selfish falls
There
into
was a guy who waited until his mother came home. And when she walked in the house, he shot himself in the head.
That's that selfishness.
You know,
that happened with Monica. You know, the singer Monica.
I took a course.
She was in the car,
with
her boyfriend,
right?
And he shot himself in the head in front of her in the car.
Okay,
y'all. I took a course on crisis counseling. Because even though younger, I was depressed. When I took the course, I went through the whole course. I still got the course information. And I'm looking through it and I'm like, yeah, okay, I was this, I was that. But that course taught me how to deal with other people that might be going through it. And, you know, it was one of the best courses I ever took.
So what would you tell somebody after learning that course? What would be what was the number one thing you got out of it?
That the person that's going through depression it's not their fault that they're going through it.
I can believe that.
And they shouldn't feel like it's their fault. They have every right to feel the way they feel.
I believe that.
True.
Okay, we're about to end this session. I just want to let you know what I'm saying, MuMu RedFern has felt everything. Everybody on this panel has felt that one time or another. And we're still here.
Are you depressed?
Yes. Your depression jumped on me to the point where I was depressed. And I'm going to tell you what I did. I went and spoke to my bishop, my pastor, every time I was depressed. People go to therapists, they go to psychiatrists. You just have to talk to someone is the point. Because I always felt better after I talked to someone, after I talked to my bishop and my pastor about what's going on in my life that got me feeling so down and blue.
I think you were sad. I don't think that was
depression. That was depression, because if I thought about saying I just need to go end it and see what happens there, that is depression.
That could still just be sadness and not
depression. I'm trying to tell you, you see, you're trying to classify sadness with depression. Sadness, I've been sad before. I've been sad a very long time in my life, because there's a difference between joy and happiness. There's a difference between sad and depression. You have to recognize the two. Depression is when you have to seek help. And I had to seek help because I couldn't carry it. I couldn't do it by myself.
Oh, speaking of that,
can you look on your
if I knew we was going to be talking about this topic,
it just came up.
I would have had the information, but there's a text line that people can.
Yeah, it's a hotline.
No, it's not a hotline. It's a text line.
Text line. Oh yeah, the new one for the lady, the African American lady who made.
When you go on,
I saw that,
and it's free.
Yeah.
I get you the information.
No. Next time we'll bring it up prior to and go into something funny, whatever. But I know what you're talking about because I saw it also.
It's a free text line.
It's a text line
that you can text.
For people who are depressed.
It's totally anonymous.
Yes, it is.
And they have
the
real
suicide
good
line.
counselors.
You got the suicide text line, then you have a text line. Text line just been made by African American woman who wants to help people who are going through depression. And I have it on my phone. I'm going to share it with you next time I boot up and we do the next podcast. But right now, I want to thank you for tuning in to MuMu RedFern RealSilly. Are y'all on the phone?
You're not depressed no more, are you?
No, we was trying to at least be able to
give them a text.
Okay, well, let's see if I can find it.
Are you depressed now?
No, I'm not depressed because
Just
I will fight depression to the end. I don't want to be depressed. I want to be full of joy.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, you want to be full of joy, but it's like
no,
everything
it's hard.
else. It's a mind thing, and it is hard. And we just have to be thankful that we have individuals around us that will help us and guide us. But then there's individuals that don't have that, and my whole thing is that we gotta press on. You gotta get the words out right, and just keep going. That we also see that meme on Facebook, on Instagram that says, I got to get up, get dressed, keep going, press forward, whatever it says. No matter how you feel, you do got to get up and get dressed. I just
cry through it.
And then, I get up and get dressed, and I feel better, because even when I was laid off, they say you still got to get up, get dressed, have a routine, and everything like that. I still got up, got dressed, and whatever,
I had no job, but I was looking like $1 million.
Who you telling? Ain't nobody know.
Do it.
Ain't nobody know. I learned I started making biscuits and everything.
We just finished talking about that too.
Okay.
Biscuits and all.
Well, this is MuMu RedFern RealSilly Podcast. And people will be tuning out. We hope you got some inspiration from this show because this was more real and silly. Because we want to help, you know what I'm saying? We're into the business of helping people and making sure. Oh, you burping hot dogs? Okay then. We holler back at y'all. Thank you. I can't do it, Tim. I can't even turn it off. What am I about to say? Okay, I'm turning it off.